in my boxing fight.
Yeah.
I manifested the victory. I manifested the win, only the greatest outcome. And the fear of losing or the fear of failure, which again you mentioned earlier, didn't cross my mind. There was no fear of losing. I wasn't worried about becoming a meme. That wasn't my motivator. My motivator was I want to be the greatest. And I want to prove to the world that I can do this. Yeah. And by the way, so can you.
Yeah.
But a lot of boxers, Anthony Joshua, I know, even I think KSI said a big motivating factor for them was the fear of losing. Yeah. That world that they created that, by the way, hadn't even happened yet. Yeah. And I'm wondering if that may be, although it may be not ideal, I'm wondering if it may be a stronger motivating factor, that fear of failure, because like on November 9th, KSI wanted it more. And I can ask myself why. I can come up with excuses all I want, but me being optimistic and hopeful for the best potential outcome may not have been as strong as that fear of being inadequate. Yeah. And do you see that often? Like, are people often driven by?
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful distinction, and being able to be aware of it. Like, I work with a lot of high-end athletes, right? Pro athletes. And so to me, there's three main stages, which is preparation, execution, and then outcome. And most people just focus on outcome. And so I will tell people, if you didn't prepare and you didn't execute, you have absolutely no right to be pissed about the outcome. And most people don't get that. So within what you just talked about, there's so many nuggets we could talk about in terms of performance. But the thing that hits me the most is I love the confidence you had, but I would say it was also what left you vulnerable. Because Jack Nicklaus, who's the greatest golfer that ever lived, you know, in terms of like actual accolades, he's got more than Tiger, and Tiger's obviously doing whatever he can to beat that. But he said one of the most important parts of winning is being okay losing. So he made space for it.
That's a pill to swallow, dude. And it's funny because I've like technically I've lost a lot in my life, but every time I do it, I'm like, ooh. Yeah. And even after my fight, dude, I'm in the ring and you see me grab my chest. This is moments after my hand wasn't raised. Yeah. And I'm like I felt like pain in my chest. I was like, ow, this stings. This loss, like it hurt me. I literally said, I was like, ow. Right. Jake's like, what's wrong? I was like, it kind of stings a little bit. Yeah. Which it's definitely something I need to be better at.
It reminds me of one of my, again, MLB guys, full of life, Venezuelan. He was part of the Cubs team that won the World Series, you know, after they hadn't won for whatever, 108 years. And prior to that season, he's fuck Peter. He was like just super positive dude. Fuck it, I'm never gonna fail, man. I'm the best. And I said, dude, listen, I love you, but you could. Yeah, you could. I mean, especially in the sport of baseball. And he took it on, right? I said, what I hear is a kid who's super passionate, but you're actually scared to the point that you're pretending you're okay with it. Wherever you have a pretense, you're vulnerable. And so that moment, I said, Maggie, what if you're okay that you do lose? What if that does? Are you going to be okay? And I like to use a bit of humor. I said, or do I have to call your mom? You know, it's like, are you going to be all right? And he was, you know. So for me, it's like if you are okay with every outcome, you're free. Which
by the way, before the fight, I wasn't.
There you go.
If someone in my camp said something about me losing, I'd like snap on them. I'd be like, "Yo, watch your mouth!" Like,
there you go. But
aren't you on my team? Don't you believe in me? Yeah. And like in my mind, there was literally quite literally only one outcome.
Yeah, and that's what left you vulnerable.
You know.
Yeah, because you didn't, and listen, this is powerful because it's a fight, right? It's a job. It's any kind of performance that someone is committed to. If you don't integrate all possibilities, then you are leaving yourself. It's like I said, the dinner table. If you don't include all the emotions, then you're not complete. You're not being, like you said, fully self-accepting. There's one of my teachers, and I mean, the guy died, but he's an Indian guru. So I read his books called Krishnamurti. And he said, he's got this great meme that goes around. It's like, here's my secret. I don't mind what happens.
That's awesome.
They really get that.
That's awesome.
Now,
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, this is my secret. I don't mind what happens. Now, because I work with a lot of high-end performers, we do care. But again, one of the distinctions I teach is I care more than anyone I know. I just don't worry. Now think about that. Care, pointing to your chest, like his heart. Anatomically, it's associated with that, the love. Worry is the psychology where people get ahead of themselves. So I care, I just don't worry. And that's deep if you really get it. Most people are in their head constantly worrying. That's anxiety, that's fear, that's depression, apprehension, concern. But if you care, that's love, which means that makes space for the fact that I could fail. And I'm okay with that. Now, I wouldn't want that for you if I was part of your team and we were working together. Yeah. But if now knowing what you're sharing, which is beautiful for yourself and your audience, that you actually weren't okay with that is what led to you, life bringing that forward. Right. Another powerful quote I use is, life will present you with people and circumstances to reveal where you're not free. You get that again? Life will present you with people and circumstances to reveal where you're not free. To me, that fight revealed where you weren't free, which is awesome. Maybe not in the outcome, but it is for your growth. Because now you go, wow, I can be a bigger human being because I got to see where I wasn't okay with what could have happened. Because that is the realm of possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. I think something else that didn't help was the press conferences, honestly, and like the videos and the everything leading up to the fight, the backstory, because I'm conflicted because I'm this fighter who has like a moderate ability.
Yeah.
But also I'm an entertainer who let me pat myself on the back for a second. Like I love to entertain. That is my thing. So I'm attempting to sell the event. Yeah. And so I put on this persona of like, first round decapitation. I'm unbeatable. I'm the greatest boxer ever. And like, I get home and I'm like, yo, that was hilarious. It was fun. But like, probably 10% of what I said was realistically true. Yeah. And so then I start to fall in this mindset of like, no, I am the greatest. No, I can only win. There's only one outcome. Yeah. And it's weird because I like psyched myself out. So the takeaway here is, I guess for the next fight, I got to find a balance between being humble and realizing realistically that both outcomes are possible, winning and losing, or drawing, I guess. But also selling a show. Yeah. Because I'm not a world-class boxer yet who can sell a show based purely on his athletic ability.
No, I get it. And listen, I think honestly, this is why you have such a big audience, right? Because there's something about you that every human being can relate to, which is both aspects that you just spoke to. There's the entertainer, right? So for you, it might be on scale, but for somebody at home, their form of entertainment is trying to look good in front of their girlfriend or their dad. That's a form of entertainment. It's still a pretense. And then there's a part of you that I think most people are really enamored with, which is your vulnerability. Like even the fact that you're letting me contribute to you in this way and go, you know what, you're right. I was pretending to be like, I'm the number one, I'm going to be the best. But underneath it, you don't know that.
I have no idea.
You're freaking clueless.
I'm like, this would be great. And by the way, it's not like I don't believe myself. I'm just like, I get guessing.
I get it. But you said one word, which to me it's become one of my favorite qualities that I hope that I do embody, is humility. Because my quote unquote awakening, if you want to call it, was that when I discovered those 3 words, I don't know. Because I'd had a girl leave me, which was perfect because it revealed my fear of loss, which we now know from my parents dying was very strong in me as a fear. So I meet the first girl, quote unquote, that I fall in love with. What do I want to avoid happening? The same thing, her leaving me. So as she left, I fell apart. And then I had all these questions. Well, is she with someone else? Will I ever see her again? Blah, blah, blah. Feeling sorry for myself, which is human. It's okay. Yep. But the answer to all of the questions was the same. I don't know. Oof. Yeah. And once I got that and accepted it, I was free, because the nature of life is uncertainty. You did not know on that night, stepping into that ring, what the outcome was going to be. You had the pretense, which is great. We could call that bravado or confidence. Yep. But to me, it was vulnerability. And where you stand a chance to really evolve as a human being with the impact that you have to be even more powerful is to stay in the space of uncertainty whilst being committed, right? So for my athletes, I say, totally committed, fully unattached.
I love that.
Now, if you get that, I'm going to give it my all, but I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm going to be okay regardless. That's a powerful human being.